There are moments in history when a single man stands firm like a mountain, defying the tides of change, even as it swallows him whole. Such was the fate of Kurunmi, the valiant Are Ona Kakanfo of the Oyo Empire, a man who held tradition so dearly that he paid the ultimate price for it. In those times, Yoruba kings safeguarded their thrones with an iron tradition. Upon the king's death, the heir, the Aramo, followed him to the grave. This practice was meant to preserve the sanctity of the crown, preventing the ambitious from hastening their father's demise. It was a cruel yet revered custom, until Alafin Atiba sought to change it. "Swear that my son Adelu will rule after me," Atiba demanded, holding the sacred symbols of Ogun and Sango in his hands. All present bowed to his will, except one. Kurunmi stood defiantly, his voice booming through the hall. "Tradition must remain unbroken," he declared, his words striking fear and admiration in equal measure. But defiance has its price. Soon, war drums thundered across the land. Ibadan, led by Basurun Ogunmola, an old enemy of Kurunmi, rallied against Ijaye. The echoes of betrayal and vengeance filled the air as Ogunmola sought to settle old scores. Meanwhile, Kurunmi, undeterred by omens of doom, prepared his warriors for battle, ignoring the oracle's warning not to cross the river Ose. The first clash of swords was a triumph for Kurunmi. His warriors charged with ferocity, driving the Ibadan forces into retreat. Victory seemed close, but fate, cruel and cunning, had other plans. The Ibadan warriors, armed with the potent Idi charm, lured Kurunmi's men across the river Ose into a deadly trap. It was a massacre. Thousands of Kurunmi's warriors fell, their once impregnable charms rendered useless. Among the dead were his 5 sons, the pride of his lineage. The Generalissimo, once so full of defiance, was left with nothing but grief and humiliation. Mocked by Ogunmola and broken by loss, Kurunmi chose death over disgrace. As the sun set over Ijaye, he drank poison, uttering his final words. "Tradition must stand, even if it crushes me." True to his wishes, his body was cast into the river Ose, a final act of defiance to his enemies. Kurunmi's story is a bittersweet reminder of a man who held his beliefs above all else, a warrior whose name echoes through history, not for his victories, but for his steadfastness in the face of inevitable ruin.